A very good day to my lecturer and fellow classmates. Today I will be representing my reflective assignment for HRM 659 on current issue in industrial relations. My focus is on two major contemporary challenges in Malaysia. Number one is algorithmic governance in the public sector and corporate algorithmic management in the private sector, especially affecting gig and platform workers. This issue show how digital technology, especially AI, is redefining employee rights, u- union power, and the overall structure of work in Malaysia. Let me begin with the first topic. Algorithmic governance, constitutional sovereignty, and the transformation of industrial relations in Malaysia's public sector. This article highlights how Malaysia is increasingly using AI system in public administration, whether for data analysis, HR decision making, or automation of government service. However, these innovations come with risks, especially to transparency of worker rights. The first issue in Malaysia's incomplete regulatory framework for AI. Currently, Malaysia does not have a single coordinated governance system for artificial intelligence. Different ministries and agencies develop their own guideline, causing fragmentation and inconsistency. There is also an ongoing debate. Should Malaysia rush to introduce new hard laws especially for AI, or should we strengthen existing law such as the PDPA or competition at first? Uh, the article recommend establishing and centralized national AI governance body, possibly an AI council to ensure consistent oversight, risk-based implementation, and accountability. Without this structure, the public sector is violating worker rights, misusing data, and undermining public trust. The second issue is concern Malaysia shortage of skilled AI talent. Our industry, including government agencies, struggling to find data scientists, AI engineers, machine learning specialists. This shortage forced Malaysia to rely on foreign talent and slow down our international AI ambitions. Without enough local experts, we risk mismanaging AI system or relying too heavily on external vendors. This situation also affect employees. AI system may be deployed without proper evaluation, leading to unfair workload distribution or biased decision making. Several laws are relevant here. Federal Constitution, Article 5 and 8, AI in government must not threaten personal liberty or equality. Employment Act 1955 and Public Service Regulations. AI should not create unfair HR evaluation or unreasonable workloads. In Industrial Relation Act 1967, if AI affect work condition, union must have the right to negotiate how these systems are used. PDPDA, PDPA, when public institutions use algorithmic tools, they must protect employee data and prevent misuse. This law reminds us that technology must operate within human rights and industrial relation principles. For the second article, the focus shift to the private sector and platform workers, such as Grab drivers, delivery riders, or freelance operating under digital platform. This sector is heavily influenced by algorithmic management, where decision one made by supervisor are now made automatically by software. Issue number one is opaque algorithmic control. The key issue is information asymmetry. Platform hold all the data, demand patterns, rating, pricing, job distribution. Workers are, on the other hand, have almost no visibility into how the algorithm determines their income, workload, and opportunities. This creates a black box system where worker cannot appeal unfair decision, account can be deactive automatically, job assignment are controlled by algorithm without explanation. The article called for policies requiring transparency and right for appeal against automated decision. Issue number two is employment status and lack of social protection. The second major issue is the classification of gig workers. Most platform workers are labeled as independent contractor, even though platform control pricing, routes, performance ratings, penalties, and the activation. Because they are not considered employees, they are excluded from EPF, SOCSO, paid leave, workplace safety protection. This article suggests Malaysia adopt a third category of employment, giving gig workers essential right without fully labeling them as traditional employees. Statutory law in private sector, several laws are relevant in this context. Is number one is Employment Act 1955, but many gig workers fall outside in its definition of employee. Uh, in Industrial Relation Act 1967, restrict union formation for gig workers. In Unions Act 1959, make collective organizing difficult due to worker isolation. In PDPA, concern about excess worker data collection. OSHA addresses worker fatigue and physical risks, especially for delivery riders. This law show clear gaps in Malaysia's ability to regulate digital labor platform. Although the two articles focus on different sectors, they share important similarities. The similarities both highlight lack of transparency in algorithmic decision making. Both show that Malaysia's legal system is not yet ready for AI-driven employment. Both emphasize the need for stronger governance and worker protection. The differences is public sector issue relate more to constitutional rights, bureaucracy, and public accountability. Private sector issue are driven by profit, market competition, and worker precarity. Public sector employees have strong structure like unions, while gig worker for isolation and weak representation. These differences show that Malaysia needs sector-specific but coordinated reforms. In conclusion, both articles demonstrate that algorithmic systems are reshaping industrial relations in Malaysia. The challenges vary across sectors, but the impact is significant. From this assignment, I learned that Malaysia urgently needs a unified AI governance framework, updated labor laws that recognize digital era work agreements, transparent and accountability use of AI, meaningful involvement of workers and union in decision making. As we transition in digital literacy and algorithmic management, it is important to ensure that technology enhance, not undermines fairness, dignity and justice in the workplace. Thank you.